The last time I was in St. Cloud, that Dollar Tree had not been built yet, nor had this new Dunkin' Donuts. That was in December. Man, they're popping up fast. And I am celebrating the event with a large coffee, but only 1 cream, 1 sugar. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. And this is no small feat because normally I put 3 and 4 and 5 creams in a coffee sometimes. So tapering back, I thought it was gonna be difficult. It's actually not too bad. I'm getting used to it. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. I was a permanent fixture in this neck of the woods for over 2 decades. I lived in this general region, the Kissimmee St. Cloud area, from 1991 until a couple years ago, permanently. At least what I thought was going to be permanently, before I, changed my life path, started doing other things. But I worked at a number of places around here and lived at a series of different places, mostly in St. Cloud. So this is my stomping ground. It's always good to pass back through. A breath of fresh air. It's very nice to reminisce, and something about a hometown makes you feel good. And I even have a St. Cloud tattoo, STC, short for St. Cloud. That's what we call it around here, STC. It's interesting that the shell of this payphone still exists because many, many years ago, before cell phones, I would stand right here and use this payphone. And way back then, New York Avenue, which is the downtown area, used to run continuously without being blocked by City Hall. They put this up probably late 90s, early 2000s. Now you have to drive around it to get to the lakefront. But you used to be able to go right through there. I've always loved this mural on the side of the wall down here. This eagle looks like he's got something on his mind. He's a very sneaky eagle. What are you thinking, eagle? I see those eyes wandering around. You have something on your mind. It's been repainted a handful of times, but this little engraving on the side of the wall has always been here. Let me live in my house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. When my family first moved here, this was the library. Before that, back in the day, it was the original bank. Then it became some thrift stores, and it's been sitting empty for quite some time now. And it seems also recently a couple other storefronts have fallen into emptiness. This place is no longer full of products, and this place is for rent as well. These old little downtown shops. Be pretty cool to own a little store in a downtown area like this one day. Maybe one day. I spent many a dime, or a couple dollars too, inside the 3 Saints thrift shop over the years. And you know a place is good, a thrift shop's good when they have a bag sale. Those are my favorite. But I just noticed that they're moving. They're not going to be downtown St. Cloud anymore. And also, the Whatnot shop is also closed. It's also for rent. What's going on down here? Near the view of the water tower, the last apartment I had in Florida was right down this road. If you look at these boarded up windows, there was a point when I almost moved into the room right up there underneath this barber shop, which now the sign says that it's a designated construction site. Anyone who trespasses is committing a felony. But instead I ended up moving into this place. Those 2 top windows you're looking at, and the entryway door was right there where there is now a mailbox. The mailbox wasn't there, but that was the entryway door to lead to the 2nd floor where I resided. I've stopped by here a few times in recent visits to St. Cloud, but it's amazing to think about that I used to live up there and all these little stores and shops. This used to be a coffee shop. There used to be a deli down there. All of them are either closed or they've changed, moved on, progress. I've moved on, they've moved on. Life always rolls on. Not the most exciting place in the world, but for me, a lot of memories here. You could say it's full of old haunts. Isn't that right, Casper? Even though that's not Casper, it's just a ghost that looks like Casper. When it comes to notable places here, this building, the Hunter Arms Hotel, which is now apartments, was used in an episode of Superboy, a movie called 2000 Maniacs, and the water boy. I still remember the day Adam Sandler and Fairuza Balk and Henry Winkler were wandering around down here. In fact, if you watch the water boy during the football scene at the end, you can see me in a couple shots. True story. It was pretty cool. They had this whole alley blocked off back in here. And I met Henry Winkler standing right there. I didn't get to meet Adam Sandler, but my sister got a picture with him, which was pretty cool. And it was the scene where the guy that looks like Colonel Sanders came walking down the stairs, and then Adam Sandler is getting hit on by two girls. I see a lot of girls. I see a lot of guys too. When my family moved here from Oklahoma, oh, check that school sign out there. There's no longer a school up here, but there was at my dad's former church. It used to be a little First Christian church, and we lived behind it in what they called the parsonage. That was in 1991. About a year later, a lot of the kids who went to the school at the church started to write their names in the concrete. And I think, oh, check it out, see, 1992. This was around the time that we moved here, and I believe somewhere in here, my sister put her name. It's crazy to see these because this was 25 years ago, and a lot of the names written all through here. I have remained friends and acquaintances, and I know a lot of these people to this day. Wow, just seeing a lot of these names brings back a lot of memories. Amazing that so many people I still know have their names engraved here in the concrete. And my sister, right there, Faith. That's where my sister inscribed her name 2.5 decades ago. That's amazing. I'm 7 years older than my sister. I didn't go to school at the church, but I really wish I would have inscribed my name somewhere in here, but I didn't. They even have a little twin cinemas here in town. It's one of the original structures when the town was created. They just put a movie theater in there. I think it's the only movie theater in town, and it used to be called the Popcorn Palace. When I lived at that apartment downtown, this is where I get my groceries, about a block away. I'd walk to this Save-A-Lot a couple times a week. It's where I bought all my food. It's rare that you see one of these squiggly dancing guys away from the road. He has wandered far from the road, and he's just gyrating there next to the window. Look at him. Look at that guy. He's saying hello, and they're wearing the same color shirt. Coordinating. Bird crossing. We got a bird crossing here. This is called a sandhill crane. They're everywhere in Central Florida. Sandhill cranes. Man, why did the sandhill crane cross the road? The lakefront, the St. Cloud lakefront. Usually when I return from road trips to this neck of the woods, I usually walk out here. This is kind of my fortress of solitude, if you will, kind of like Superman had. Not really exactly like that, but it's a place I like to show up to and just do some thinking and reminisce of what I have done and what I'm going to do. Lake Toho, short for Lake Tehopekalaika. Yesterday was a very long day. Normally I start winding down around, I hear you up there, yes. We hear you up there. I know, it is a great day. He's just so happy. That bird is so happy. I've gone through a few different incarnations of the way I film these daily vlogs. In recent months, probably the last 6 months, I just film everything on my iPhone 6S Plus. And the reason I do this is based on one simple factor, time. But real quick, like, why is there a speed limit sign right there? Using something for another purpose. I like it. While I still have other cameras, especially my Canon DSLR, I choose not to use it. I have set a pattern for myself to make a video every single day and to have that video go live on my YouTube channel every single early morning. I gotta get away from this tree. These guys are gonna poop on me. What I do is film everything on my phone. It's all in the camera roll. I dump it all into iMovie and I edit on that platform on my phone. This gives me the ability of a couple different things. The first one is a big one. I am able to edit on the go, which means right now I can edit what I've already filmed sitting in the rental car without pulling out a laptop, taking an external device, dumping the footage in. And number two is uploading the vlogs. Sometime on the road, Wi-Fi is very difficult to find. Even if you can find free Wi-Fi at a library or a Starbucks or a McDonald's or even a motel, uploading versus just surfing the web is a lot more strenuous and stressful. And because I have unlimited data through AT&T, it's easier to upload through the LTE on my phone. My routine usually consists of this. I wake up between 6 and 7:30 a.m. every morning, depending on the time zone I'm in. And you might even notice that that is normally when the vlogs for that day go live, because they were uploaded late the night before. So when I wake up that morning, I make them public and then I start filming that day's vlog. I film all day, editing throughout the day, mostly editing at night. Then I upload late that evening, and the process begins immediately early the next morning. So last night, for example, I was out till midnight. I hadn't done any editing, so I was up till 3 a.m. editing, another hour to upload. I didn't get much sleep last night. That is the process on how I do things. A lot of people have been asking, so hopefully that answered some questions. Well, this is a first. Regular Bank of America, but parked in front is a mobile Bank of America ATM. That's different. This is what it looks like inside. Kind of different. I've never experienced or withdrawn money from an ATM inside a little truck like this before. First time for everything. Wow, look at that vehicle. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna stop off here at 10th Street Produce. Used to be an old gas station. Get some stuff. I got myself a pineapple, half a dozen stalks of corn for my mom, my dad, and myself, and a delicious strawberry. Actually, I bought a whole flat of them. That's a lot of strawberries. They won't go to waste. Here's one of the clips from The Waterboy where you can see me. There's this pileup of football players. Adam Sandler's down there in the middle somewhere, or at least his character. People are very discouraged and wondering if he's okay. There's me right there. Right there, that's me, waving the flag with blonde hair. There's a few other scenes that you can see me. I'm standing next to these guys with their shirts off, with the body paint decorated up here. I'm over here in the corner next to my sister and my friend Josh on either side of me. Look at that. That's back when I used to bleach my hair a lot. Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago. It's pretty amazing how even only after a few days of eating a little bit better, not even a dramatic change, just a small change, drinking a little bit more water, eating a lot more fruits and vegetables instead of chips for snacks. I'm still eating the same normal kind of meals here and there, but just the little things that are adding up, the nutrients. It's incredible how much better I feel now than I did even 3, 4, 5 days ago, a week ago, a month ago. Granted, being on the road does make it very difficult for eating poorly, but that should not be an excuse, and I do not want to keep that as an excuse. That's why I'm changing. I'm doing this non-diet, I'm calling it. A diet of sorts, but I'm not sticking to any particular one game plan. I'm just trying to slowly put in some goodness here and there and cutting back slowly, and then hopefully over time I will see a difference. It's good to be back in Florida. It's nice to be back home. I have lived in a lot of different places. I have a lot of places that feel like home to me because my family moved around so much, because I travel so much myself as an adult. I have a lot of friends all over the country. There's a lot of places that feel like home, but out of all of those places, I lived in this neck of the woods the longest, so I guess this would be the homiest of all homey places. But I have a lot of big plans for the rest of the year, and after I depart here in mid-April, I probably, most likely, will not return until the holidays. So it's going to be a very strenuous, very busy rest of the year travel season. It's going to be good. It's nice to have this little couple week decompression, regain my thoughts, breath of fresh air, and to make me excited about hitting the road again. See you guys later. Vlog over.